Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bonus episode of the Headspace podcast where we're going to talk about Big K.R.I.T's Lil EP. What's it called, Chris?
Trice X.
Thrice X. Anyway.
Oh, man.
My name is HSR.
My name is Chris Chrome.
And we're going to go through this little project here. We're going to talk about it track by track, all three of them. And we're going to give you our thoughts and opinions and sum it up quick. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. For those who are new here, that's what we do. We talk about each one. And we're regular folk giving regular folk opinions on just what stood out to us as we go through the project. Typically we do full-length albums, but we really liked Big K.R.I.T, so, here we are. Before we jump into it, special thanks to the patrons, Ismail MC, Chris Prado, Super Old School 1994, and Lindell Williams. We'll talk a bit about that at the end, and let's get into it, Chris.
Absolutely.
Why are you excited to talk about Big K.R.I.T?
I've always known who Big K.R.I.T as the name was growing up. Never really took the time to really go into it. Then we reviewed the album.
Forever is a mighty long time.
Exactly. And I fell in love. I fell in love with just the fact that he produces his own beats. He raps on top of what he produces, obviously. He, the way he just controls it, just everything. I went back and listened to the other Subenstein series that he has, like his bass series. Those were crazy. I really kind of just got attached to what he kind of does and what he represents. I like how he has the devil, keep the devil off, that whole kind of gospel,
keep the devil off,
really insane track. Everything that I've heard from him so far has always been just great. So I was really excited. It was 3 songs, which I also do like shorter projects. It gives me a short dose of kind of what I need, and I don't need to do the whole thing. So it was just cool.
I mean, I was kind of sad it was only 3 songs. We decided to start doing these bonus EPs so you can expect them more for these little projects, because there are stuff I want to talk about, but often I'm not going to go listen to it if it's just 3 tracks, because when the full album comes out, these 3 songs might just be on it. And then it's like, okay, well, I'll just wait for the project, is my general attitude towards it. So I guess it's a fun starting point. Do y'all like it when they drop the little EPs? I mean, look, if they don't have a project coming, I'm grateful that there's an EP over nothing. And if my favorite act puts out, an EP, it's nice. But I'm a sucker for the big albums where I can really get into it for a while. Yeah, we did that Big K.R.I.T album. It was freaking awesome. I knew a couple Big K.R.I.T tracks before that. I know he's Southern. I know very little about him outside of that. I haven't really delved into his music as much as Chris has. I do like his overall sound and aesthetic. I think Forever is a Mighty Long Time is one of my favorite projects of last year. So, it's totally something that was really amazing to get into. It was a good example of how you do a double disc, and something I believe Drake can learn from. However, the numbers for Drake, whatever, he's not going to. Still, this one is a little one. It's called Thrice X, so it leads me to believe it's the 10th installment of a 3-track EP. Maybe that's the case. That's what I took from the title. But 3 songs, Thrice, makes sense. X, I guess, whatever. And then it's just his face on the cover, sunglasses on, white background, black and white shading on him. I like it. It's just, hey, I'm K.R.I.T, here with the little project. Check it out. And I think that's the overall feel I got from it, and I like the sentiment of it. But I have a lot more to say, really, about any of that. What about you?
Well, it just kind of also reminded me of the last album as well, on Forever is a Mighty Long Time. It's basically just K.R.I.T's face from the side and kind of has a little bit of a body shot. I feel like
there's a lot more character and color to it, though,
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the yellow behind, and there's the yellow moon behind. I'm looking at the photo now.
Sure.
But I think I like how he does that. He doesn't really remove himself off the cover or kind of make it more abstract. I like how he embodies just himself. Everything he does has to do with himself in some type of way, which, granted, maybe a lot of rappers do that as well, but it's something with just the way he takes his photos and the way he uses them as the album covers that are really, you're just like, I'm about to get into his head, and he's letting me do this, and this is going to be a fun ride.
I guess. I mean, anyway, we can talk about the ride now. The first track is called Higher King Part 6.
Shed tears for me, to accept these gifts from me.
Yo, this song is truly remarkable. I mean, the beats excellent, stunning. Like, it's got this great aesthetic to it, some vocals in the background, and then throughout the song, he samples in the power or some variation of different words, like from God, my God, etc. And these are like sampled in and kind of start off the lines, and then everything he says kind of responds to what was just said. A good example of this, and one of my favorite parts of this songs, is it goes the power, push start and start, push button start. The power in a foreign car, hope it take me far. The power, all I ever had, much higher, smoking on the gas, but it never lasts. Found God when I'm in a jam, help me understand. My God, if I cry tears, am I less of a man? Whoa, God, my father never did, so his blood pressure higher than mine. I pray he find the dedication. I'm like, it's just this sense of like, you feel like he wants these cars, this life, this certain attitude, this whole way of approaching things, and he's doing it. Maybe he smokes bag after bag of weed, and when he gets to the bottom, he finds this emptiness and shit like that. But at the end of the day, through that, it seems like instead of just trying to escape, which is what he seems to be portraying a bit earlier, he moves into finding God, which allows him to find his peace and avoid the stress. And when he thinks about the stress his dad's under and his blood pressure and shit, it's just this transitionary flow of almost like this tribute to God, where he, through his faith in God, he has found his way out of the darker parts of life and into something better. Like, through him, I guess his spirituality is his guiding force. And every single line of this song really emphasizes that point. Found God when I'm in the streets, my God, help me through the beef, watch out for police. Whoa, God, forgive me for my speech. I ain't prayed in weeks. Higher the frequency you want, it ain't out of reach. You just get the sense that he needs God and he should be connecting more with God, but he's human and he's failing. And you just see this humble, and it's almost like he's talking to God and begging for forgiveness while simultaneously appreciating how he's been able to transition his life all through the power of it. And just, for me, it's just the way that the samples flow into the lines, and they kind of keep this continuity throughout it. And then the sincerity in his voice and everything. It's a truly remarkable jam. I gave this a 5 on 5. I think it is a really amazing thing to listen to, and the way he approaches God doesn't come off preachy. It comes off like a guy going through a journey, and he's just expressing almost to God, and you just have, as Chris pointed out, the luxury of being a part of this ride. He's just sharing his soul with you, and he maybe hopes it helps or something. He's almost evangelizing through his music, but not saying you have to do anything, but by letting his light shine. And I really admire that. So yeah, that's what I think about this track.
Interesting. I kind of took it as he was preaching, but not in like not in like the forcible, like you must believe in God type way. Like, I feel like he's preaching his relationship with God. I feel like he's paying tribute to like a higher power that allows him to keep moving, keep going. And I think that because you covered most of this track, the things I wanted to say. But I feel like there's this essence of, because he believes in this higher power, it allows him to be at peace with a lot of things and a lot of decisions that he may make throughout his career, his personal life, and a bunch of things in good faith, we could say. It's kind of what I got from the track, and it was just really powerful. Like, it's questioning, like the line that he says when he goes, if I cry, am I lesser than a man? That's like, I like how he's questioning certain things that are like stigmatically supposed to be a certain way, right? But at the same time, his belief in God, religion, whatever he believes in, is so powerful that he can overcome it. And that's what I was taking away from that. That's what kind of swept me off my feet with this song, is that there is so much passion and, again, his relationship with a higher power that it's amazing. It's like phenomenal in a way that he's able to connect to something that may or may not exist in a way, like this type sort of belief.
Fair enough.
I gave the song a 4.3. I thought it was fucking great.
That's fair. Why don't we move on then to the middle of the album and talk about Glorious.
Out the hill, nah, hit that big with the men call. Now she want me digging in the walls. Shoulda let me.
All right, Chris, how do you feel about this?
This is my favorite song. I love it. I love how it's super smooth. I love how at the intro you get like this nice little build up and the little drums and the bass and the little pianos going, and then You just got him going like, hello? But and it echoes, but it's like, yeah, it's that hello, like I don't know who this is, who's calling me, what's going on. But he also has that like boss attitude to it as well. Like, hello? Like why are you calling me even though you don't know me? Like that was some serious shit. I like when he was like, bitch, I'm selfish. The foreign ain't a four-door. Bitch, I'm selfish. No, I don't need no hoe. That was cool. I like, he just needs
Why
to be
was that
himself.
cool?
Because I like how he's like not relying on other people, regardless of it being a hoe or not.
See,
Like he's not.
I didn't take it as like so much relying on other people. It's more like he doesn't want people to take advantage of him, or
Okay.
so the illusion is the girl might make a pitch like, "Oh, you need me," or many people may feel they need companionship, so they'll shell out crazy cash to impress somebody. He's like, "I
Right.
don't need that shit," you know?
Well, I also took the four-door line because, as in like, he only wants whoever he accepts in the car as well.
Right.
Like he doesn't want too many people in the circle. He doesn't want too many people in the group. And I also kind of took it as like maybe he's looking for like that girl who's gonna ride or die with him, and he doesn't want to have his boys around or whatnot. Like it's just that personal space. So that's kind of what I took from that. I like the chorus. Phone steady ringing off the hip now. Hello. They like heard you got that work chicken with the jerk. How that twerk. I just like it. And
And
then
he's
how he
like,
ends
"No,"
it.
and he goes like, "Nah, it's not that." He says no is the ad lib
Yeah,
to
how
that.
that twerk. Nah, phone steady ringing off the hip now. They like heard you got a mill. Got up out the deal. How it feel. And then it's like I feel glorious. I feel great. And the way that, but again, the way that the glorious comes in, and it has like this glorious, like this high energy to it, but at the same time, it's like, guy, I feel great. Like, what are you saying? Like, I've been put into work. I deserve what I have. My money, my cars, my luxury. I made that mill. Fucking think it is. I feel glorious. I feel great in the sense of like, why are you so surprised that I made this million? Why are you ringing me up
See, I
now?
kind of took it not so much like that. I mean, maybe. Maybe you're right, but I kind of took it like he just wanted to floss for a minute. I'm like, he's getting all these calls now, and it's almost to the point like, how does it feel to get all this attention finally?
But I also,
Not for like pimping or some shit like that, but for the fact that you're so successful with your music that you control it, that you got the money, you can actually make moves. Maybe I'm wrong.
but I feel like the people that are calling him are only. It's like kind of like girls never used to talk to me when I was broke. Now I'm balling, they all want me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people are calling him now because he's got that mill, because he's popping and he's made it to a stature of like high respect or whatnot. I feel like now they're like, yo,
Yeah,
can
but
I
I'm
get a
saying,
handout? Can I get this?
but
And
see,
he's like,
I don't know that I'm taking it like that. Personally, I'm not seeing him talking about handouts or hearing any. The verses are very much my life's popping right now. I feel like it's more that there's opportunities coming in, or the fact is that like a sign of his success is that these people are hollering at him, but he can say no to the bad opportunities, like the whatever, and he can choose what he wants to do now because he's not trapped under a deal. He's not having to sell any kind of whatever. He's free to do what he wants, and that feels glorious. So that's how I took it. Like he's got freedom in this. He's happy that he can choose what he wants to fucking do with things.
sure. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I really like the part where he's kind of like on the court for a win, hustle and grind till it blends. She take it all on her chin. I came with no heart like a Tin Man from Wiz. I'm like, that's fucking funny. Because, he jizzes and bounces because you got no fucking heart like the fucking Wizard of Oz, which is a funny thing to compare to in that moment, in my opinion. But, like, I felt like such a transitionary shock. Like, we just went from, like, God is great and humble to, like, I'm flossing and jizzing on chins. Which is, again, it's a totally fine thing, but I felt it to be quite a transition. It kind of felt trappy here. It
Yep.
got a nice little vibe to it. But in a better way than like generic-y. It came off proper. It came off very southern to me in overall style. Like in terms of like what he's going on about. I don't mean it in like a derogatory kind of way, but like hop in a Lear, take a flight for the sip, just check to the family, then back in this bitch, just to mac on a bitch and immaculate tits on a low. Maybe it's not so much southern. I mean, that's not the right word for it, but I know he rapped about cars earlier, and every time I hear cars, I just jump to the south for some reason. That's not really the best example. Don't judge me too much on what I just said. I'm kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry, internet people. I know what the comments are like when I say stupid shit. Either way, it's caddy corner, corner pocket on the bills. That just sounds southern. He said
Yep.
anyway.
Yep.
I stand by that. He comes off like that, but it's overall sound, the chorus, the way it feels. It's just got this swag to his delivery and stuff. But end of the day, it didn't really hit me that hard. The beat was okay. It was a good song, but I gave it a 4.1. It's like it didn't stand out to me. It isn't something I'm gonna really like feel like is overly substantial. It's just a good vibe, a good ride, but like it didn't stick with me. Like the last one stuck with me. It was like, whoa, interesting idea, like this passion and humility. Here it's like, yeah, I'm successful. I'm like, I don't know. It was just maybe it's just me being picky. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, I gave it a 4.1. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Just to add to your point, and I'm pretty sure I said this on the album review for as well. I think that because he does produce a lot of his own music, he has a better handle on how to sound and how to flow with it. And I've always really, and ever since the album, I've really just appreciated that. I really just appreciated how he takes the time to really, I feel like he builds the beat and then picks it apart while he's writing the lyrics to it, because he knows what he wants to say because he's the one who built it. So I just wanted to pay homage to that. Like, that's
and I don't want to diminish his talent. He's extremely immaculate, on point. His rapping is great and stuff. But I guess it was just what he was talking about that I kind of had less interest in.
Fair.
And that impacted me. Anyway, one more to talk about on this little dude. Let's talk about Look What I Got.
Look, kale, yellow the sway. All the wins I got, I throw them in bag. Dig a whole beer deep in the grind. Water.
I feel like this one was better, all things considered. But it was still kind of similar to the previous one. Like, the repetition on this, look what I got, look what I got, look what I... it's got, like, this vibe to it where you can sing along. It's nice. I feel like it's a good song for, like, the club or something where you throw it on. But, like, not your conventional sound. Like, maybe an alternative vibe you're going for. And it's very similar to Glorious, Look at the time I spent trying to whip up the foreign. Check out the stats, boy, I'm scoring. Swapping these hoes out. Hit up, no doubt, the pussy was boring. Back to the slab. Wrist was hurting, counting too much money that I barely could dab. I mean... when I look at that, and I mean, it's not that it's bad in any means. It just feels so standard lyrically. It feels like it's everything it's supposed to be in this style of music. And I feel like he can be more standout if he wants to be in terms of subject matter and variation. Now, maybe that's what it is. You got like 3 songs, you give like a super interesting one, and then a couple other vibes just to kind of give everybody a little bit of something. Maybe that's the point of it.
I like it.
But, I mean... lines like fuck the Uber app, I call her a cab is just kind of like, are you trying to say that like you don't like Uber because it's an evil company? Are you making a statement there? I don't really know. Or is it because it costs more to take a taxi, so it's like more flossy?
Hold on. Maybe it's like because like getting into an Uber is a little bit more classier than getting into a cab per se. I would feel.
But Uber's cheaper.
I know that Uber's cheaper, but like.
But I don't. How does that fit into the narrative of the song?
For the narrative of the song, I kind of just got like, I'm this kind of poppin' dude. Look what I got. I can do what I want.
Right. So how does fuck the Uber app, I call her a cab fit in? I don't understand how it fits in anything.
It's degrading. Is what I'm trying to say. In a really fucked up way, putting a girl in a cab in 2018 is more degrading than putting her in an Uber. Uber is more classier. Drake said it. Uber X to Haunted Hills. It's become a classier thing.
Sure.
So in like the societal norm, it's like you don't really want to put a girl that you're sleeping with or whatever in a cab. It's kind of like we're in cabs now.
All I gotta say is anybody who puts that much thought into it to think that's significant, fucking waste of time. You're talking about the difference of nothing. It's nothing. There's no stigma there. In my opinion, to me, it was a weird fucking line. I mean, your argument made me think it was even dumber than I thought at first.
I don't disagree that it's dumb. I'm just saying, like, I from people I speak to, people from work or whatnot, like, I hear this thing about, like, oh, wait, you take cabs? Oh, well, Uber. Like,
but this is Montreal. I don't know where he's from. Uber's different. But anyone who has arguments like that, it's like this. Uber costs less money. That's why people take Uber. End of the day, it's easier. That's why people take Uber. You can see the car coming closer. That's why people take Uber. I digress. I don't think there's anything in the second verse that's particularly interesting. The chorus is fun and flashy. I like when he goes swish, swish, swish. But It's a 4.25. It's a better song than the last one in terms of just enjoyability for the sound, but I don't know. I feel like I was a bit disappointing after the first one. These like next two, I feel like the first one set a really high precedent, and these next two are just like, okay, it's good. He delivers everything well, but it's not really like what I would go for. There's better flexing songs if that's what we're doing. Anyway, go on.
Oh, I gave it a 4. I liked it. I think it was like a B-side version of Glorious, to be real. I prefer Glorious over this one any day. But yeah, I left it at a 4.
All right, cool. So I guess that's it for this one. I told y'all it would be short, but like 3 songs and all. Due to the math, I actually gave this a 4.45, but I'm gonna cut that to like a 4.2. Here's the thing, like the first track is next level to me. It's a really great standout song, and as a single, I'd bump that. But the other two feel like B-sides a little bit, so it feels like a single with some B-sides, which is a good old school way of dropping shit. But I don't really like the B-side ones as much. Like if you're into that kind of vibey sound that he has going on, I can see why you totally like it. But I feel like the lyrics on the first track had so much soul and substance and honesty and passion, and the second two, while I believe that he is living these lives, and I'm not calling them fake or anything, I feel like he chose to talk about way less interesting things in a way less interesting way. While the beat is all 3 beats are excellent. Let me be clear. I don't think I expressed that properly earlier, but all the beats are great. The beats are consistently solid, but I feel like the way he approached the songs kind of wasn't as, you guys heard what I had to say already.
It's funny that you brought it down to a 4.2 and the math gave it a 4.3 because I got a 4.26.
Okay.
So I just found that funny how you brought it down to a grade that I actually mathematically got, and I seem to maybe.
It's because I give a 5 to the first one, which makes the project, when you do the math on 3 songs, weight it so much higher than I feel it should be.
Fair enough. I like this. Like I said in the beginning, I think that projects like this, maybe maybe have 4 or 5 songs in total, whatnot. I don't really care, actually, to tell you the truth. I like the short dosage. I like this is what I'm saying, something serious. Here's a little bit of a party, and here's like something to hold you over until my album comes out or whatever it is. I really enjoy the short doses of these type of projects. So, yeah.
All right, cool. So I guess that's all that there is for this one. A little short, sweet one for y'all. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. If you enjoyed the project, why we're wrong, why you agree with us, whatever you want. Well, I'll respond to all of them. Special thanks to the patrons: Smell Get Dempsey, Chris Prado, Super Old School 1994, and Linda Williams. If you like what we do and you want to see us cover more stuff, it's a great way to support us. And if you join the request pool, once a month, we pick a album from that pool, and then when you sign up, you get an extra bonus episode dedicated to you at some point. Whatever album you want to see us cover. Whatever. We have to do it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, though. If you're not interested in that, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, help us on the YouTube front, and or whatever platform you hear this on. One day we'll be on more stuff. Anyway, we're going to keep doing this and keep talking about more projects. So thank y'all, and have yourselves a wonderful day.